Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I am the CHALL, your Rovers fan and YouTube Sporting Network, and today is about reviewing kits. That's right, reviewing Doncaster Rovers kits. Now, we're going to be looking at the four from last season: the home kit, the away kit, the goalkeeping home kit, and the goalkeeping away kit. And then we're also going to be looking at this season's kits: the home, the away, the goalkeeping home, and the goalkeeping away. So before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell to never miss a YouTube video. And for now, let's have a look at exactly what's going on. So start off with last season's and give them a rating out of 5. So let's start off with the home kit. So last season's home kit, yeah, it lacked the traditional red and white hoops. I could see why they were maybe going for something. I could see they wanted to go for something different, something slightly different. I think the white stripe pattern, look, I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's completely awful. I don't think it's amazing at all. I think it's sort of middle of the road for me. So I think overall I'd probably give that maybe a 2.5 out of 5. I think that's being easy, to be honest. That's being generous, to be honest. Could have given it a 2, but I'm going to give it 2.5 out of 5. I think that, like I said, it's not great, but it's not completely disastrous, but it did lack the tradition of the red and white hoops for a home kit, which is obviously our traditional kit. So I think that lack of tradition sort of brought the rating down, sort of brought the quality down a little bit. But let's go into last season's away kit. Now, this one was my favourite of last season's kits, and the reason why is I quite like the pattern. It sort of looks like a darker shade of blue merging in with the more clearer blue, if you know what I mean. I think on both kits, actually, the sponsor, LNER at the time, sort of shined quite well on the shirt, and obviously the Club Doncaster logo in the top corner, which is obviously not there on this season's kit, which is interesting, but we will move on. But no, I think that, look, overall for me, I think that the away kit was definitely the best of the 4 kits for me. I think other people might think the goalkeeping home shirt is the best kit, and that is a good kit, which I'll go on to in a little bit. But for me, I think the away kit was definitely the better of the 4. So for this one, I'm going to give it 3.5 out of 5. I think that's a fair result. But let's go on to the goalkeeping home kit now, shall we? And I think this one gets a 3.5 stars out of 5 as well. I think that, again, with the different shades of green, you've got the lighter camo green, you've got like a darker shaded green, you've got the main primary colour green moving together really, really well. You've got the nice lining pattern. I think Mitchell, Jones, even Dahlberg look good in that. So for me, I think, again, with the sponsor shining brightly as well, I think shining brighter as well, I think it definitely was a decent kit. So I think 3.5 out of 5, again, is another fair one. Let's go into the goalkeeping away kit now, shall we? They call me Mellow Yellow. There was a reason why I was singing that, because it's yellow. And again, I think that the yellow kit, again, I think it's, you know, a decent shade of yellow. I think it's a decent looking kit. I think, again, with the sponsorship, on this one, I think it was like a very sort of interestingly positioned and very interestingly presented on this particular kit out of the lot. I think having the sort of LNER sponsorship as red on this particular kit, I think was probably a better decision to go with the white. I think it would have looked a lot better with the red anyway. So for me, I think it was a better kit than if you had white as the colour of the sponsorship, if you know what I mean. So for me, like I said, I think it's much better on here than it was if you'd used maybe the white for the sponsor. I think the grey lines, again, just I think it's nicely put, and I think, again, with the Club Doncaster logo being in black instead of white, I think, again, it works better with the primary colour of the kit. I don't think I rate it as better as the other 2 best kits of the lot, but I think it's still better than the home kit, so I'd probably go with 3 out of 5 for that one. I think, again, it's sort of joint I think it's like second best, or I say third best if you're looking for a joint first. But now let's go into this season's kit, starting off with the home shirt. Fandabby Dozy, as you can see on your screen right now. Now, the big thing for me with this one is the sponsorship. I think the sponsorship could have looked a little bit smaller. People will say a lot smaller. I think just minimise it a little bit more, and I think it would have had a better fit for me. I think the Oxen logo in the top corner, I think it blends in a little bit better with the classic red and white hoops. Good to see the tradition back on that shirt, and the collar as well. I think, again, I think people need to. I think people, if they didn't know already, Oxen, who makes the kit that's part of Elite Pro Sports, this is their first football kit. They usually make rugby shirts, but this is their first football kit. And for their first attempt at Doncaster Rovers kit, it's not a bad attempt for me. I'm going to go with 3 out of 5. I think that's a fair result. So let's go into our away kit, just recently released in the last couple of days. This one brought up quite a lot of negative reaction. I'm not going to lie here. You know, people are entitled to their own opinion. People can say what they want. That's fair enough. If you want me to be brutally honest, I don't think it's as bad as what people are saying. You know, if people don't rate it, that's their opinion. That's up to them. For me personally, I actually don't mind this kit. I think it's not the greatest away kit, don't get me wrong. But I think they could have done a hell of a lot better. But for me, I think it's not too shabby. I think I could see what they were trying to do with the pattern on the green. I could see what they were trying to do, maybe. I think if another club was to try and do that design, I think it would look a hell of a lot better. But I think that's because of like the different sponsorship. For me, I think with a certain sponsorship on there, and I think with the Oxen manufacturing in the top corner, I don't know. I think if another club did this kind of design, I think it would be sort of presented more nicer. But again, I think that's just because of the different sponsors and things like that, and the manufacturing that's on it. So, but I think, again, you know, this one hasn't got a collar compared to the other one, compared to the home shirt. But for me, I think, again, with Oxen trying their football kits for the first time, I think it's not the greatest attempt, but I don't think it's half bad. So I'm going to go with 2 out of 5. I think just under halfway is a fair result. But let's go into the goalkeeping home kit now, which is green, mean, and a fighting machine. So, of course, the goalkeeping shirts here presented on the screen will be the long sleeve ones, so you can see with the home goalkeeping kit, the green one. I think it's a very nice shade of green. You can sort of see fades of darker shades of green across the kit. You got the black collar in there, you got the long sleeves with this particular version, you got the black at the bottom of the sleeves. The Eco Power Group logo again should be minimized a bit more, but for me I think it works okay. The Oxen logo in the top left corner, I think shines through a load better than other kits. So for me with this one, I'm probably going to give it 3 out of 5. I think 3 out of 5 again is a fair result. And finally, let's go into our away goalkeeping shirt, which is pink and chic. And there it is on your screen. I think the EcoPal logo looks slightly better on this kit compared to the other ones. I think the goalkeeping shirts make the sponsorship logo look better than the actual outfield shirts. I think the Oxen logo in the white, I think that comes through on the pink quite well. I think the different shades of pink, again like with the green, with the goalkeeping home shirt this season, I think again it blends through quite well. I think the white collar looks pretty good as well. And I think overall it's a better design. I love the design on it. So for me, I think this is probably the better of the kits. So I'm going to go with 3.5 out of 5. I'm going to go with the goalkeeping away shirt as the better of the shirts for me. So let's round off this video and summarise the kits for this season and what I think should be improved for next season's kits in 2023-2024 when we're hopefully back in League One. There we are, ladies and gentlemen. That is your kits reviewed for this season and last season. So when you compare the ratings, I think it definitely seems slightly better this year than last year. It's not a lot different, but it's slightly better. I think next year is going to be very, very important because next year was 20 years since I no, hang on. No, I'm trying to think. I think it was not next season, the season after, sorry, is the 20th year since I saw my first match. And next season's big anyway. The next season, when we're hopefully back in League One's big anyway, because it's the club's 145th anniversary. So we've got to make it a good season. We've got to make it a good season, hopefully back in League One. So for me, I think Rovers need to really up their game from this year for the next season. I think, like I said, it's improving. It's improving on last season, but it needs to be a hell of a lot better the following season. I think they need to keep stepping up their game every year rather than go zigzagging with the kits every season. That's the thing with kit designs. You can't zigzag between good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. Even though it brings your money in, it still can't be good, bad, good, bad, good, bad. I think for me, you've got to keep progressing up and up and up and up and up. You got to keep progressing as much as possible. So there we go. That is it for this video. Make sure you do like, comment, subscribe. And for now, I am the CHALL, your YouTube Sporting Network, and that is full time. Rovers Side Die. Thank you very, very much.